Hello and welcome back, everyone. It has been several months since we have recorded a video. We have some cleanup to do of the trades that we did have in play. They have now closed, and we need to clean that up in the system and just tell you what happened. And then also, we need to start looking for another trade so we can start a new continuous wheel strategy. So let's get right to that. So here we are in the paper trading account for what used to be Ameritrade. Ameritrade got bought by Schwab, so now we're on Schwab's version of the software, as you can see. And unfortunately, due to the switchover, all of the paper trades that we did have going on were basically wiped out, so we don't have those. So I'm going to try and kind of piece the information back together for you. So let's jump over to myatmm.com to show you where we were at with MRVL. So here we are on myatmm.com, and this is Marvell, and we had owned 500 shares, and we had apparently 100 shares from prospective puts that we had entered. So here's the five. We had five different times that we had bought 100 shares each. So these are the positions for all of those, and then we had a put in play, a put option in play, and a call option in play. We apparently had sold 5 contracts for calls, and we had sold 1 contract for puts that expired on June 16th. I believe these right here expired out of the money, so they expired worthless. So let's see here. Let me go ahead and delete that to get that off the table because it's no longer relevant. And we did have a call that expired June 16th. So what I'm going to do right now is jump back over to Thinkorswim so we can see the chart. So it expired on June 16th. June 16th is right here. So we had bought some call options. We had sold them to the strike price we were looking for. What was that? Okay, the strike price we're looking for is $45 on June 16th. So if it was higher than $45 on June 16th, then these would have expired in the money, and we would have had to sell our 5 contracts at $45. And our cost basis was $44.40. So selling them at $45, we would have made a profit, and we would have also kept all of the premium that we've sold over that entire duration. So over on Thinkorswim, June 16th again, you can see that the price range was in the 60s right here. It was in the $60. So yeah, it did spike up quite a bit. And yes, if we were trying to time the market and selling for capital gains only, or buy in the stocks for capital gains only, then we would have missed out on, some money here, probably a significant amount of money. But I mean, who can predict these things? Nobody can predict them with any accuracy. So we're really in this trade to collect the premium over time and collect any dividends that the stock ownership might provide. So where did we end up with this? All right. So where did we end up with it? So the call sold in the money, so we had to sell all 500 shares at $4,500. So let's go ahead and do this. We're going to go ahead and close that out. Right, close that out. Now these, we're selling all of these for $45, and I'm thinking I can just do that right here. So we're going to sold all shares. And the price for that, what would that be? So it's 500 shares times $45. So 22,500. And it is stock. So we're going to add that to the transaction. So we sold it. Yes, it was stock. All right. And we're going to close out all of these positions. All right. So where did we end up? So now we're out of the stock completely. Over the entire course, the entire time, we did make a $300 capital gain. So the overall gain loss for this stock was $3,897 for the time period that we owned it. And I'm pretty sure we only owned it for I guess, what, 4 or 5 months we were playing this stock. So yeah, that's a really decent amount in my opinion. $4,000 in 4 months or 5 months, sorry. Let's come over here to the dashboard to check out the premiums. So yeah, those are the premiums we collected. And it doesn't actually show the capital gains that we received. These are premiums only here. But on the dashboard, you can see the overall for MRVL is right here. So we did 32 transactions total. We collected $3,597 in premiums and $300 in capital gains for a total of $3,897. So that closes out MRVL. Now I think we're gonna look for another stock to do the continuous wheel strategy on. So let's go over to our covered calls section and we will start looking for something here. So this specific screen is where I use this tool to search for prospective new stocks to enter into. And I think I seem to have a problem. I think this is only showing only a handful of stocks, and we want to be able to search a bunch of different stocks. So it only has 6. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go get a list of stocks to add into this tool to show you how to do this. So what I like to do is I like to focus on stocks that only trade in weekly options, because I like focusing on selling weekly options to maximize the premium I collect. So here I am over on CBOE.com. I think it's Chicago Board of Exchange or something like that. In any case, they have all of the available weeklies. So I've gone ahead and downloaded the available weekly spreadsheet and opened it up right here. And I like to focus, see, it has the ETFs. I don't like focusing on the ETFs. I like focusing on just the equities, the stocks, the actual stocks. So what I do is I come in here, start at the first one. Let's just scroll all the way down to the bottom. We'll get there eventually. There we go. Highlight all those. We're going to copy those to the clipboard. Minimize this. We want to go back over to the website and we're going to paste all of those in there and click add, and it'll go through all of those and add it. Oh, look, we ran into a limit increase. Apparently I'm not on a membership paid account. Let me go fix that real quick. So if you are using this website and you do run into this issue, what you do is you can go and close that error and you can come over to memberships and you can go ahead and sign up for a membership here that'll allow you access to more than just 10 that are showing in this list. It maxes out at 10 stocks that you can add to this list, and you can have an unlimited number past that point. Also, a restriction that happens over here that I think we might be running into here soon is on the cost basis screen. I'm pretty sure, yeah, you're only allowed to have 3 stocks in this list when you are on the free account. The membership will allow you to have an unlimited number of stocks in this list past that point. So something to consider when you are looking into this application. All right, so here we are. I've gone ahead and signed up for a membership, so now I have full access to the system, and we are adding all of those stock symbols to the search. So we are just waiting for this to happen. It seems to be going along pretty fast, so it shouldn't take too much longer. I'll go ahead and pause it and we'll come back when this is done. So here we are, it's almost finished. Getting done. And there we go. It refreshed and added all of those stock symbols. Okay. So from this point, one of my favorite filters to use on this screen is, first off, I like to focus on, we'll just start focusing on just S&P 500 stocks. So let's go ahead and just click that, and that'll immediately filter down. You can see it started out 528 stocks listed, and after adding that a filter, it went down to 231. And then furthermore, I like to focus on just dividend-paying stocks. So I'll put this filter, so it went from 231 down to 181 stocks now that we have to look at that are S&P 500 and they're just dividend stocks. All right, something else I like to look at is I like to check out this earnings thing. And if you hover over these badges right here, you can see that on September of 2023 was the last one I think reported for earnings, and it had a total of $7.63 of earnings, and there's two periods in there, one for 616, one for 147. So overall, it adds all these ups for the last 12 months, I believe, and it'll show you whether or not the earnings have been negative or positive to kind of give you some kind of indication of how well the company is doing. So what I like to do is I like to only focus on positive earnings. So what did that do? It took it from 181 down to 172. So, I mean, quite a few of them are doing well, apparently. All right. What else do I like to filter down by? I do also like to focus on stock price because I don't like to trade or sell options on stocks that are really expensive, like Apple, for instance. A lot of people like to focus on Apple, but it's selling for $192. So you need quite a big portfolio to be, selling options with that account. So if you click the last price column, you can sort it, and you can see that there's really cheap ones down here. The cheapest one's $11 by Ford, and then it just goes up from there. So I like to enter a price range because I don't want to focus on 172 stocks. I'm trying to clean this up to focus on a certain range. So we're going to do $39 to, I'll just cap out at, we'll say $55. So that gives us, there we go, 22 stocks to focus on. All right. So something else I like to focus on in here is, let's just sort it by the dividend. Actually, let's do the dividend yield because that makes more sense. So this one's only 0.5, so that's not that good. Here we got 10% for MO. But the problem with some of these is you also got to look at the selling, the options, the upcoming weekly options, because some of them might have a high yield like this, but that's only for the dividend, but they don't really have much premium that they're selling for. So something else I like to look at is, because this is for the upcoming week, so it only has a 0.07 and 0.12 for the upcoming week's ROI. So I have a minimum ROI. So let's see, I'm trying to remember what to do. Yep, now I remember. I like to focus on ones that are only 1% or above, because those usually have the highest premiums. We'll also look at the stock just to make sure there's nothing crazy going on. So the minimum ROI, we'll just say 1. So we got 22 right now. There we go. We got down to 5. So here's the 5 that are paying quite a bit, much better premiums that they're paying compared to the rest of the stocks in there. All right, so now let's just do a sort by the stock price. All right, so 42.44. This one looks like it might be a winner. I don't necessarily want to go by the highest percentage here. It's just kind of an indicator. So weekly average, this is the trading range that they usually trade in a week. So like this one usually moves $2.40 each week. So those are big swings, big moves generally. But on this price of a stock, you might not consider that to be a big move. Okay. Let's just go ahead and do this one, BBWI. We're just doing paper trading on this just to show the concept. All right, so BWI, come over to here, put it in there. All right, so this is over the past, what is this showing? The past year, right, 1 year, 1 day, sorry. So 49.27, that's a big range. We're kind of at the top end of it, so it theoretically could go down to that range again. But we're going to go ahead and play this anyway. Maybe we'll get some good use case training out of it. We'll see. All right, so what we want to do is we want to come over to the Analyze tab so we can look at BBWI, Bath and Body Works. All right, so the upcoming weekly this Friday is right here. So what I like to do is, if the premium, as you can tell, is 60 cents, 70 cents. See, this goes back to the website, how it had above a 1% return, or the premium was above 1%, which basically means that since it's selling for 60 cents per share, it's $40. So, you know, above 1% would be any premium above 40 cents or 42 cents to be specific, would be more than that 1%. So I like to focus on stocks that are trading above that to maximize the amount of premium. And I also do look out a few more weeks just to see how much it jumps up. So from 1 week to the next, it jumps 30, and then it looks like it jumps another 30, and then it starts tapering off to only jumping 25. Now see, from 145 there, that's like a 60-cent jump. They're probably reporting earnings or something. So what is that, March 24th? Let's go back to here. And I'm not showing out. Give me just a second. Yeah, so I went over here to the earnings for BBWI, and you can see the next earnings, February 29th. So if you come back to here, the reason for this big jump here from that's a 60-cent jump. It looks like the reason for it is because, as you can see, this expires right before the earnings, and this expires right after the earnings. So that's why this is so high. Funny thing about it is we can still take advantage of that maximized premium earning as we get to it, but up until then we'll probably focus on just the traditional, just upcoming week. If it's more, basically, if the premium we're going to collect is more than 1% of the stock price like this, then that's the one we go ahead and do. Basically, in my mind, that's enough premium to collect for this. So what we want to do is we will left click on this cell here, and you can tell it's 60 to 70 cents is the range. So we're going to try and hit that in the middle, do 65 cents. We will right click on this, confirm and send. And we are only focusing on one contract at a time for this paper trading account. All right, so doing this, we would collect $64.35. And we will go ahead and send that in. Now, obviously, this is a Sunday, so the market's not open. So tomorrow will be when we see if this trade fires off or not. And by the way, I am trading this in the paper trading IRA account. Just has nothing to do with this strategy or nothing to do with the paper trading. That's just happens to be the one that I'm currently working out of for now. All right, so we will wait and see what happens tomorrow. Make sure this trade fires and takes off, or executes rather, and we'll update you then. I'd like to thank you for watching. Like and subscribe if you haven't already, and go out today to myatmm.com and get your free account so you can start searching for your own stocks and tracking your own transactions. I'll talk to you next time.